Hello students, welcome to EPG Parshala. I am Dr. Savita from Maharaja Agrasen University, Baddi, Himachal Pradesh. Today, we are going to discuss about a module forms of business ownerships under paper entrepreneurship development and project management. After studying this module, the learners will be able to understand the various forms of business ownerships, describe the various features of different forms of business ownerships, explain the relative advantages and disadvantages of each form of business ownership, understand the factors affecting choice of forms of business ownership, and evaluate the different forms of business ownership. In the words of L.H. Haney, the various forms of business ownership are as such children whose father is economic expediency and whose mother is the law. To initiate any entrepreneurial activity, an entrepreneur has to select a form of business ownership. In other words, one of the first decisions that an entrepreneur has to take as owner is how the enterprise should be structured or through which form of business it would operate. The form of business are associated with ownership, which determines the authority and responsibility of the owner. In practical, the form of business ownership are those legal forms according to which an enterprise or business is organized and run. Hence, the legal form of business ownership is called the form of business ownership. The other parties recognize an enterprise and its existence through its form. Choosing the appropriate form for any entrepreneurial activity is very crucial as the success of enterprise depends on the selection of forms of business ownership. The form of business ownership defines the rights and liabilities of entrepreneurs, control, lifespan, and financial structure, etc. Forms of business ownerships. The above description indicates that an enterprise can be run through various modes. Some businesses are operated and managed by a single person and some by many people. Besides this, some businesses are run in private sector while others are in the public sector, and some are in joint, that is public and private. Under entrepreneurship, an entrepreneur can run his enterprise in following forms. These are sole proprietorship or sole trade, joint Hindu family business, partnership firm, limited liability partnership, joint stock company, one-person company, and cooperative society. In this figure, sole trade, joint Hindu family business, and partnership firm can be categorized as non-corporate and others such as LLP, joint stock company, one-person company, and cooperative enterprise can be categorized as corporate form of ownership. The basic difference between these two categories is legal formalities. Non-corporate form of business may be started without any legal formalities while corporate forms of business ownership can be started and run only after completing legal formalities as prescribed under the governing laws of respective forms of business ownerships. Let us now discuss each form of business ownership in detail along with their characteristics, merits, demerits, and suitability. First of all, sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship is one of the simplest, oldest, and least expensive forms of business ownership in the world of entrepreneurship. Most of the present day forms of business ownerships are the developed forms of sole proprietorship. It is also known as sole trader, individual business, or single entrepreneurship. This is very popular form of business in India. Due to various features provided by this form of business ownership, it is regarded as best form of business ownership. Sole trade business is established by